Okay. And we are live. Hi, everybody. Decide to go ahead and come on early. Look who's joining me. Hi,
Hi.
Tammy and Lou and Rosalie and Samantha. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Oh, Samantha's having pizza. Can you see the comments? Can you? Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Can everybody see my
Oh,
special guest today?
shoveling snow.
She
Oh,
was gonna go incognito, but we
I
decided
was.
her Elton John glasses were
Yes,
just.
that's okay. I got my ears.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
Hey, Debbie, how's it going?
hi. Tammy, Samantha. I feel like romper room.
Yeah,
You remember
no,
romper room?
like that Facebook thing that was going around.
I
I
see
see.
Tammy and
Yeah,
Samantha
yeah.
and Debbie. And
One of these days, I'm going to grab one of those mirrors and
yeah.
have that twirly thing going around and around. Ah, oh, look, Tammy says hi.
Hi.
Hi,
Tracy.
Tracy.
Hi.
Hi, everybody. We've got a lot planned for today. While everybody's come in, I know we're very early, but I know a lot of people had already started looking. Don't forget the thumbs up in the chat if you don't mind.
Dummies.
Yeah, mummies. And while everybody's coming on, share with what's in your cup and what's on your hooks.
Jabba, 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 jabba.
Jabba, jabba, jabba. Oh, by the way, that tea you sent me, I love that tea.
Which
Thank
one?
you. Both.
Oh, okay.
I like the black tea more, only
Mhm.
because I like black tea more than green tea, but yeah, both.
I find that green tea gives me a pasty taste in my mouth. I just like
It's
to drink
kind
it.
of like grass.
Yeah,
It's like you're drinking grass juice.
yeah,
Or
yeah.
like you're sniffing. You know what it honestly it does feel like, or it smells like as you're drinking it. It smells like fresh cut grass.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I find that all the Asian, like the Chinese teas, like the jasmine tea and everything. Jasmine, not so much.
not so much
But the black
jasmine.
tea,
Hmm.
it's very earthy. Jasmine tea is like my favorite, but
Okay, so Tracy said coffee's in her cup and a shawl is on her hook. Yay!
woohoo!
I know you're the shawl queen, Tracy. You are
Oh,
the shawl queen.
the stuff that Tracy makes is amazing, and
Amazing.
I've always like boasted about her
Yeah, yeah.
because she's just the fact that you guys use such small yarn just
Yarn.
blows my mind.
Yeah,
Blows
yeah.
my mind.
Hi, Leanne. Tammy is got a baby blanket going.
Ooh, do we have a baby to go with that baby blanket?
Ooh, good question. Inquiring minds. Well, Sandy,
Hmm.
what have you got on your hook, girl? Do you have anything on your hook right now?
Oh, about four things.
Yeah. Hi, HD. Here, let me show you my progress on my tartan blanket. It's starting to look like tartan.
Oh, wow.
Doesn't
Oh,
that
that's
look
really
cool?
cool.
I'm so excited. It actually looks like a tartan flag, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I only have this much more to go, so I'll probably have it done like this weekend, maybe.
Oh,
Because
that's
all you're
cool.
doing is I'm just making chains and weaving the chains in.
Oh, okay.
I think it
That's
looks
really
pretty
cool.
good from a distance.
Yeah,
Up
I'm
close.
impressed. Bravo.
Oh well, that was one of
Hi,
my
HD.
that was one of the things I wanted to do Do you have any of those make 9 things like a lot of people are doing? Do you have those?
I
No.
can't commit to something like that, because I crochet on a whim. Like I can't schedule anything like that.
Yeah.
Like Rosalie from Yarn It Out, we had that whole thing where we were going to do pot holders. That fell apart because
Yeah.
I couldn't commit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
I know, and that's my. I'm fearful of that too. Hi, Mayor. I'm fearful, and that's what right now. Hold on a second. Hey, babe. Gerald, do you have your phone on you? Huh? Can you call mom and just let her know I'm doing my live? Thank you. Oops, sorry.
Hi, Bird Song.
Hi, Birdsong, Miss Becky. She's my neighbor. She lives down the road a piece.
Oh,
Birdsong
okay.
does.
And Runaway Needle Red.
Yes, that's
Wait,
Mare. That's
I'm
Mare.
there.
Hey, everybody. So, what was I gonna say?
Hey, Rachel.
Rochelle, hi, girl. There's my girl. Happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, I
Yes,
don't have my.
happy Valentine's Day.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm sure you look beautiful too on the other end. All right, let's see here. We got 2 more minutes before the actual scheduled start.
And
But
then the cat can go all
yeah,
crazy.
let's talk about yeah. See, I was gonna kind of piggyback on what you said about commitment. When you're a crocheter and you got a YouTube channel, you like have to decide how you want to approach crochet. If you're going to do it for fun and you just show what you're doing, or if you're going to um, plan projects so that you can put out tutorials and you can do all that, or you know, you have to decide what you're going to do, what you're
Yeah.
going to do with your channel.
Yeah. I just, if I'm crocheting, I want to say hi, Tammy. Thank you.
Yeah. Hi,
Um, if
Crafty. Hi, Tammy.
if if I'm scheduled to do something like for a customer or something like that, it could be a pattern that I've done over and over again. But for some reason, when I'm on a time crunch like that, I mess up the whole thing. I have to frog it. Like at
Uh,
Christmas when I was doing
so
pocket
you
stuff,
you really don't work very well under pressure, then, do
I
you?
don't. I don't. I need to have that freedom of creativity. Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, at Christmas time, I was doing these pocket shells for a customer. She wanted like 5. And I I completely botched the whole thing. Right. And it was my stupidity because I was trying to design something new. And that was
Uh,
not the time to do it.
yeah. Right.
So I did it, but
Yeah.
it was I need to be able to do things at my own pace.
Yeah. Hi, Wendy.
Hi, Wendy.
Thanks for lurking, girl. She's my lurker.
Oh, oh, do you want to just say hello? Come here. Come, 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 come. There you
Okay,
go.
Rosalie, there you are. Hi, girl.
She wants to say
Yeah,
hello.
hi.
Say
Hi.
hi. Say hello.
So
She's
cute.
loving the snow.
Yeah, my mom, she's going to be getting a Shih Tzu in
Oh,
probably April, depending on if she gets pregnant here in the next couple months. Hi,
oh.
Linda.
Hi, Linda. I saw a comment there and then it disappeared.
Oh, did you see Tracy? Hi, sweet Bailey.
Bailey is as soon as the camera's on, she wants to be up here, and I don't know why. She must have been a show dog in her past life.
Well, that's okay, Rosalie. I'm not going to be the one to have to train it. And it's not a puppy. It's a grown dog. So yeah. So we're hopefully she doesn't have to be potty trained or anything. She's already trained. Yeah. Are barely dogs. They're not barely dogs. Leanne says she wants to learn how to write patterns. How do you go about doing that?
Oh,
You know what? I'm going to tell you, Leanne. I'm going to give you a piece of advice that was given to me when I was writing novels. And Sandy would know this too.
mhm.
What's the best way to learn how to write? You read a lot.
Yeah.
You read a lot.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you published your book shortly after you got on
I
YouTube.
did.
Wow.
I did.
Um, so yeah. So Leanne, does that help? What you do is you just go through pattern books or your magazines or whatever and just read patterns, how they are written, and
Mhm.
you will figure it out.
You know what I did is I found a pattern that I really liked, like the style of the written pattern, and I kind of piggybacked off of that. And
Yeah,
I kind of designed my own, like
right.
all of my patterns are in the same format. And so I just basically do my row one and put in my stuff, row two, put in my stuff, and I have it all done like that. Like I've seen some patterns that are so horribly written that you can't understand what they're
I know.
saying,
Yep,
and I hate that.
yep.
So
You
even if
know
I'm
what?
doing repetitive rows, I
Yeah,
just write it all out.
yeah, yeah. Hi, Belinda and
Hi.
Joanne and Amy. Hi. Yeah, we Lou and I and now you've met Lou last night.
Yeah, I did.
Lou and I and Sherry Kay and Lori Dodson, we were working on a pattern for out of a book, and we were doing this crochet pattern together, and it's a beautiful, beautiful top, and
Mhm.
we've been doing now for months and months, and we just decided scrap it. We are not doing this anymore.
Yeah.
It was horribly written, horribly
Mhm.
written. You couldn't understand it, and we were basically having to rewrite the whole pattern.
Yeah.
That's what we had to
Yeah.
do. And I mean, we decided if you have to rewrite the pattern to be able to understand what they're saying, it's not a pattern worth doing.
No. It's like what Rosalie just said here, foreign patterns are hard because they don't translate well in English. I
Uh,
find a lot of tutorials that are in a different language that I want to do so bad.
yeah.
I just wish that they had the English translation on them. But
Yes.
sometimes you can tell by the way they're filming it, you can kind of guess what they're doing,
Yes.
but it's always really nice to have like the actual written. So if you're doing a tutorial, and I really should do that, is when I'm doing a tutorial is having different languages in the translation.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm still new at that. I don't quite know how to do it.
Yeah. We'll get there.
So,
You'll
yeah,
get there.
I'm still
That'll be
new.
your next. That'll be your next step.
Yeah.
Um. Okay. Let's see here. Leanne says I agree, and Yarn It Out said, or Rosalie says I have a lot of foreign cheat sheets to help out with sometimes. Yes.
So share.
And oh, you know what? Here's the other thing too. It really helps if you know how to diagram the not the sentences, the patterns. If you know how to do the diagrams or the charts or whatever you want to call it.
That's one thing I've never learned how to read.
Yes, and once you learn how to once you learn how to read them and write them, it like is mind blowing because
Mhm.
like you don't even have to learn the other languages because
Yeah.
you're able to read the patterns and it's amazing.
Yeah, I've really got to learn that. I mean, I think I can figure out the double crochet, but other than that,
Yeah.
I'm totally
Well,
lost.
and chaining's just these little ovals, you know. Sometimes it's like, okay, I need a paper like 5 foot big, you know, 5 foot square to be able to draw, but you know, oh
Hi,
well.
Bunny.
Hi, Bunny Crochet.
It's okay. You're not that late.
Yeah, nobody's late. And like as in Julie Andrews says, you a queen is never late. They arrive
Exactly.
precisely when they want to,
Mhm. Yeah.
or when you know they arrive precisely on time.
What's it called? Fashionably late?
Yes, exactly. Okay, so today I know everybody is probably very familiar with Sandy, but I want to introduce Sandy to everybody. And it's so silly. Um, and during the I'm going to be interviewing her and asking her lots of questions. And if you have any questions for her, um, wait until the very end if you don't mind, because what we're going to do is take questions then. And I can't right now write everything down when I'm trying to listen to her give me all the answers. Um, I'll try, if you do have any questions, I'll try to write them down so she can answer them later. But first off, let's just talk about how and when, how and when did you start to learn to crochet?
Um, well, my mom passed away in 2008. And before that, I never crafted, I never crocheted, none of that. That was all my mom. And I stupidly never took the time to learn from her. Life gets in the way and you got kids and all this, and you're just like, yeah, whatever. It wasn't until after she passed away that I asked my niece to teach me how to do a granny square. And I didn't understand it at first. I was kind of like confused because at that time she would do the one round and then flip it, like turn her
Oh,
work and do it the
oh, did you freeze? Uh-oh. Hi, Tia and Julie and Sandy. Oh, Sandy, I think you froze. Oh, did Sandy freeze on you guys? Oh, oh. Okay, hold on a second. Let me see if I can get her back. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, she froze. All right. Let me send her the link again. I'll get her back. All right, guys. While I'm working on this, gotta love technology, right? Yeah. Sandy, that is too funny. Ah, I'm telling. Oh, let me see here. Okay. Is really slow. Try the link again. Hi, Dee. How are you? Hopefully she'll pop back on here. Hi, Jeannie. How are you? I'm waiting for my guest to come back on. She had a little technical difficulty. So hopefully I'm sorry, guys. Well, I'll just hang out here with you guys. Hopefully it'll be okay with just me. Oh, there she is. Okay.
Sorry, I don't know what happened. My internet.
It's technology. I have to tattletale on somebody.
Oh,
okay. Sandy from Left is Right said, I've never known Sandy to be speechless for that long of a time. Oh, goodness gracious. She is so funny.
Oh my goodness. Sorry about that. It's like we all of a sudden heard this crash and my internet just went and didn't want to say anything.
Oh boy. Okay.
So where did
you were telling us about your niece teaching you to do the granny square.
Right. So she finally got me. Finally got it figured out, and I made my first granny square blanket, and then I just never stopped. And I started reading patterns, and I started looking at the YouTube and like all that, and the rest is history. And it happened fast, and that's why I say I think that my mom is working through me, because I would never have been able to do stuff like this.
Right.
You know, and it happened rapidly. And so
maybe it was in the genes.
Maybe, I don't know, but it stopped with me because my sister doesn't do it. My kids don't do it. My niece, on the other hand, she's crazy talented, you know, so when it comes to this stuff, but she does like the intricate little lacy stuff, and I can't do it.
Well, that's okay. You never know, but that's okay. You have your little corner, you know.
Yes.
So, okay. So, Samantha says, nice to meet Sandy.
Oh, hey.
Yeah. Hi, Teresa.
Hi, everybody.
And hi, Crystal from Chronically Crocheting. You made, I hope you're feeling okay, honey. I know things have been really tough for you lately. Okay, Sandy says, do you have two windows open on the video? There's a definite echo. Do you have?
No.
What else do you have open?
I don't have anything else open.
Okay, let me get out of. I don't think it's me, but okay. You might want to close the other window. Is it any better? Wendy says, I don't know if she's talking to you or the other Sandy. Do you remember the site for the Christmas tree you made for your sister?
Yeah, she's talking about the Christmas tree I made for Sandy at Left is Right.
Okay.
In the gift exchange.
Oh, okay. All right, so let's do another question. How do you think...
I'm the one echoing, apparently.
Well,
I think it's StreamYard. I've heard on other people's StreamYards the same thing.
Yeah, it could be.
Echo.
Don't make it any worse. So, okay, here's a good question. And I want to take you back here for just a second to what you said about your mom. How has learning to crochet and doing it now, especially with YouTube, how has that impacted your life?
Huge. I think, well, YouTube is just, it's been such a game changer for me. as it has for a lot of people, I would imagine, that like creators.
Right.
The community is just amazing. And I've made so many friends. I've got more friends in the YouTube community than I have in my actual life.
Oh yeah.
I don't have close friends. I keep myself pretty distant from people, but when it comes to YouTube, I can just glom on to everybody, and it's awesome, right? And you can have these wonderful conversations with people on YouTube. And I've learned so much from tutorials and from YouTube creators, from content creators, and from our subscribers,
Yeah.
and it's amazing the difference in my life.
Right.
Like it's probably about 65-70% of my life,
Yeah.
right?
It's
So
huge. It's huge. Yeah.
yeah, it is huge. And the amount of stuff that I learned, like creatively, is substantial.
Right.
I never would have been able to get as far as I have without that,
Yeah.
because you can only learn so much from a book,
Right.
but
Yeah.
then you've got a vast amount of
Knowledge.
patterns and everything
Well,
on
yeah,
YouTube.
and knowledge and creativity,
Yeah,
and we kind of feed off of it, you
yeah.
know. Well, now we're going back to this when we started YouTube.
Mhm.
We were talking earlier, for those of you that didn't know this. Now, Sandy Left is Right Crochet started 5 days before Sandy Crochet A,
Mhm.
and Sandy started one day before I did. So we all started within 1 week of each other. And I'm sorry, Crystal, you have a good one, okay? I'm sorry about the headache. And
Oh, Crystal, love you.
love
Take
you.
care, sweetheart.
Yeah, I understand. You just go ahead and
Go
yeah,
get some
she's saying
rest.
that the echo is giving her a headache, so
Mm.
that's okay. Um, and but what I want to know is, okay, you've been watching all these tutorials, and you have it. You get this idea in your head. Maybe this is for me. What
Mhm.
was it that just like pushed you over the edge and said, I'm doing it?
Um, I think it's when I actually created something, when I actually made something that was tangible. I was like, I can actually do this, you know, um, and it's useful.
Yeah.
you know. Um, and then the more I did it, the more I started to realize that this could be fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when I started making wearables, that changed my life.
How?
All of a sudden, it was like I started making hats, right? Like I'm a hat queen. Um, and when I started doing craft fairs and people started buying them, and then I started selling out of them faster than I could make them, that's when I had the eureka
Hmm.
moment and went,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. Okay. Christy. Hi, Christy and Crafty and Patsy. Hi. Um, all right. I think we caught up on the hellos. So, all right. This I always am interested in knowing. Now, I know that you are home,
Hmm.
right? You state you're at home all day. Um, so when what is kind of like, do you have like a pattern of like, I get up, I do this, or do you have like a schedule that you have set out where you crochet during this time of the day but not that time of the day?
Um, Not really. Because crochet kind of takes over my life. Um, I, oh, are you still there?
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here.
um, I wake up, I either have a hot bath because my back hurts so much when I wake up. I have to take something or do something to get me going. So I either take a hot bath or I have my heating pad. I have my heating pad on my back all the time. And then I just sit down with my cup of coffee and I just start going.
Hmm.
Right. And I'll be watching YouTube while I'm doing it. And so I'll be getting all my creative juices going, or I'll be watching YouTubers and their channel.
Right.
I'll be searching patterns, and the whole time I'm just crocheting. So,
Yeah.
but there isn't a specific time of day. I really get annoyed when I'm in the middle of doing something and then I go, oh, I have to go to the store, or oh, I have to go out, because it's like I just want to stay at home and crochet.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And you are more of a, you're not a very um like, I know you are different on camera than you are in real life.
Aren't we all?
Well, well, for me, I'm a very social person. I mean, I am like very much an extrovert.
Hmm.
I'm very much an extrovert, and being on, I get more interaction with people, even though I work with even though I work with people at where I work. I get more interaction with you all, with the crochet community than I do, and that's why I love it, because I can't get enough. Are you that way?
Hi,
Are,
Patsy. Thank you. Um,
by the way, Darla popped in and said hi,
Hi,
and
Darla.
anybody else new to the chat? Samantha, I'm not sure if you were here before, but okay, go ahead.
Um, I used to be an extrovert. I used to love talking to people. Um, I think it was when I hurt my back and um, I had to retire early because I have a bulging disc and a ruptured disc in my back, and I had back surgery. And then right then, that's when Scott passed away, and like all that stuff happened. And I think that's when I shut down. And then in amongst that whole time, that first year after Scott passed away, I had 3 friends that stabbed me in the back, and I lost everything. And I thought, you know what? I'm just going to shut it off. And so I became introverted. Um, just even trying to go to the store, it's like I just want to put blinders on and just get what I got to get and go home. You know, George always, like, George, of course, is extroverted to the nth degree.
Yeah.
And he's like, come on, let's just go out, let's do something. And I'm like, mm-mm, I'm just going to sit and crochet.
Yeah.
And like, I even have a hard time doing like a FaceTime with my family or my friends. Like Sandy from Lester's Road, we're saying, oh, once a week we should pop in and do a Zoom together and just talk. And we haven't been able to do that. And it's getting to that point that's the hard part. Once I'm there, I'm like, blah, 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 blah. But it's actually taking the steps to talk to someone. When we do craft fairs, it's all George. I sit behind the table and don't talk unless somebody asks me about a pattern or like something I've made. But just getting me to the point of talking is hard.
Well, so basically, having a YouTube channel is cathartic and almost like helping
Mhm.
you get back into that
Yeah.
mindset.
Well, the easy thing about doing the channel is I'm looking at a camera.
Right.
right?
And you do it so well.
Thank you. When I'm talking to a camera, I seem to be able to open up more. And sometimes I open up a little too much. Let's just be real. Um,
We
that's
all
why
do.
I'm afraid to do a live, is because then all of a sudden it becomes too real. And all of a sudden the people are there. Like we've got the chat going, and I'm like, good. you know, um,
Hi,
if I
Ingrid.
know if I know that people can't really see me because nobody's here, I'm good. You know, it's kind of weird that way.
Okay, let's transfer now to, because I am really interested. You guys that have followed me, you know that right now I'm really trying to focus on the whole designing and not producing, but just basically designing and getting it written down and being creative in that way, expressing my creativity and getting it written down and finding ideas that are original, and trying to find something. So now I want to pick your brain about that, okay? So tell me how you go about designing something. Like, how did the Scooty happen?
Um, the Scooty actually, part of the Scooty was a pattern that I saw um, on YouTube, which was, what was her name? The African Crab, I believe it was. She's changed her name now. I kind of got the concept of what the Scooty was, and then I changed it to what I wanted it to be. The fur on the Scooty was the big selling point for it. It's what really made the Scooty. And it was something that, like, I had people around me that were making Scooties, but mine just took it a couple levels more just because of the fur alone. Um,
So were you just like crocheting up something and then all of a sudden, oh, I don't really like, I want to do it this way? Or how did
yeah,
you?
yeah. Well, because like with a lot of Scooties, the way they do it is they either do it in a flat panel and then sew up the back to make the hood, right? Or sew up the top.
Okay.
Back then, they would sew up the top to make the hood. Um, but I kind of figured out how to do it so that it was just all one piece.
Oh, okay.
And I kind of got the concept down. It took me a little time and frogging a lot. And but then when I did it, um, I used almost like an eyelash fur for the fur, and those sold quite well. But then I found the other fur. Um, I think it's the red heart. I have it here. Ah, yeah, the red heart fur. I
Okay.
don't know if you can see that.
Okay.
This is what really made the project.
Okay.
Um, it's a little hard
While
to
you
work.
while you talk about that, I'm gonna pull up. I've got for those of you that are unaware, Sandy has put together this great. Let me see. Where is the screen share?
Oh, my daughter Tia's in here.
Hey.
Aw, my grandpuppy can hear my voice and is whining.
Well,
Oh,
now where did I find this? Okay. Okay. Screen share. Okay. I'm going to share so that you guys can you all see? Okay. So Sandy, can you see the screen?
yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and describe what you're talking about now. Now that everybody can see the picture.
Okay. Well, the Scooty, the hooded part of the Scooty, the whole thing is one. It's all done in one piece. Believe it or not.
Okay.
It's just in. the way that you connect it, right? But the actual fur that goes around, that's the fur I just showed you.
Okay.
And inside there is the pull um, cords for the scooty, so you can make it as big or as small as you want.
Okay. All right. Well, that's great. Okay. So let me go back here. Okay. Can you see me again?
Yep.
Hi, Lisa.
Hey, Lisa.
Um, okay. So that's the Scooty. Was that the first thing you actually like designed?
Hmm.
Okay. So what have
Yeah.
you done since?
Well, all of my hat designs that I've done, I don't usually make two hats the same, right? Like all of the hats that I've done over the years, they've all pretty much been their own creation,
Okay.
and something I just make up. Like I don't sit down and actually write out a pattern.
Okay.
I just start crocheting, and whatever comes up, comes up.
Oh, okay.
Right. Or I try a stitch. If it's not working, I pull it back and try a different stitch. And then it just kind of creates its own thing.
Okay.
Um, but the Scooty was the first real pattern.
Okay. So what else have you designed since the Scooty that you feel or you believe is like
Oh, did we
um,
lose you?
your original design? Sandy, did you freeze up again? Oh, oh, she did. She froze up again. Okay, well, hopefully she'll pop back on. Okay, does anybody, while, let me see, she's back. No, I don't think she's back. Does anybody have any questions that you'd like for me to ask Sandy when she does come back? I've got pen and paper in hand, ready to go. Yes, I know, Tia. That's what she was saying just a little bit ago. That there was a loud bang, and that that's when she froze. So, have any of you purchased her video? I mean, her video, her pattern, and done that Scooty? There she is,
I don't
girl.
know what to say.
It's well, like Tia just said, it's probably the weather causing
It's
all kinds of.
snowing like crazy here, so
Yeah.
I've never had a problem with my internet before.
Well, first time for everything.
Oh,
Hey, at least we're getting all those kinks worked out now.
oh my goodness.
So,
Let's see, what was
okay,
I saying? Okay, so after the Scooty, it was, I think it was the cardigans that I was making.
I
Like
think
I did a cardigan for my sister, but that was not my pattern. And then I did the Campfire Cardigan, which wasn't my pattern, but I kind of changed it to make it my pattern
okay. Well,
because it
so
was.
what did you do to make it yours?
um,
Because see, that's something I get worried about. It's like there's nothing new under the sun. So I'm just wondering, like, if I decide I'm gonna make myself a top, a sweater or something, and I start writing it up and I'm so excited. I'm always afraid that I'm going to put it out there and then somebody way more important than I am is going to say, um, been there, done that already. I'm the one who did that like 50 years ago. And,
But
I
you
don't
know
know.
what? I don't think it really matters because if you make it your own, nobody can take that away from you, really. And if they try to copy it, well, great. That makes you feel a little more important. You know, um,
Hi,
the
Christy.
the Campfire Cardigan, all I did was I put the collar and the cuffs on because the original doesn't have the cuff sleeves. It's just
Oh,
the
yeah.
open sleeves, right?
Right.
So I designed the cuffs to go on it because a lot of people said they didn't like the open.
Mhm.
So I thought, well, okay, let's try this. And it worked out really well.
Oh, good. Um, so here's a good one. You mentioned to me earlier that you just got into amigurumi.
Oh,
Okay, so I know you're still new to this amigurumi, but is there a either a stitch or a yarn craft or anything that you say before I die, I want to learn that,
oh,
or even a specific crochet project that you say that is like my unicorn. I want to do that one day.
hmm. Cables would be one.
Okay.
Um,
Hi,
Tunisian,
Michelle. What was
I
that?
Tunisian maybe.
Tunisian?
I tried a lady at the bowling alley. She tried to teach me a type of Tunisian, and I just could not get it in my head. I couldn't get the concept of it being um, reversible, and
Oh,
I
wow.
didn't get it. And
Yeah.
then I started hearing about Tunisian on the internet, and
Right.
I thought, oh, okay, well maybe I'll try it. But it intimidated me so much that I just went, mm-mm, you know. Um, but it seems to be coming up a lot more,
Yeah.
So I thought,
Do you
well,
have any desire to learn knitting?
no.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't either.
I I tried it once and I got so tangled up in yarn and needles. I just went, forget it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm one of the I'm with you. I'm not I mean I know how. I know technically how, but I
Mhm.
don't think I'd ever want to do an actual project. Especially I just showed you a project that I was doing in Tunisian that looks just like knitting. So,
Mhm.
hey, I'm
Yeah,
doing Tunisian that looks like knitting. That's as good as it gets.
the closest I think I would come is by getting an Addy
Yeah.
and using an Addy. Uh,
Do you really think you'd get your money's worth out of an Addy?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I
At
like
first I
crocheting
was,
hats way too much.
yeah. And I'm not a hat person per se. I mean, I'll do them, but and I know I've got yarn to do them, but I'm not like I never sit down and go, "Oh, I want to make a new hat." I'm just never that kind of person. I just
I don't usually say I want to make a new hat. I just usually sit down and I'm so bored that I just start making one and it just emerges.
Well, see, that was going to be one of my questions. Was like, okay, so you sit down. What's a mindless thing that you like to crochet? Just like
Mhm.
I need to clear my head. I just don't want to have to think. What is it that you do? Do you do hats
Yeah,
or just
it's a
something?
hat,
Hat?
definitely. Um,
Is there a certain pattern or something that you've just done so many times you just do it because you just like doing
Beanies and
it?
slouchies
I'm
are my
sorry.
thing. Beanies and slouchies
Okay.
are my thing. Yeah.
Okay.
I can't do brimmed hats. I've tried. Ugh, I
Okay.
just can't seem to get the brim right.
Yeah. Do you? when you learn a new technique in a beanie or a hat, do you like follow a pattern?
Um,
I hope.
Not for hats.
Okay.
Uh, if I learn a new stitch, then I try to put it into a hat.
Okay. What's the
Like
most recent stitch that you've learned?
this is almost embarrassing. The bobble stitch,
The what one?
the bobble.
The bobble stitch?
And I know
That's not
Lisa's
a
going, I love the bobble stitch.
yeah, but you know what? It's not um hard. It's just it's kind of tricky if you're not used to it.
I The thing
My
that I hate
idea.
about the bobble stitch is when you're trying to pull it through all those
Oh,
loops and it gets caught up.
yes.
I hate
I
that.
hate that. Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why I started doing the beam stitch and the popcorn stitch, everything but the bobble stitch.
Mhm. Yeah. I mean, it looks great when it's done, but
Hmm.
it's just a little bit too much. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, this
Yeah.
hat that I
Show me
did,
that.
this is all bobbles.
Oh, that's great. Now, what size yarn did you use with that?
This is a 5 weight. Is it a 5 weight or a 4 weight?
And the hook you
It
used?
Oh, the hook I used was a 8. Oh, and it was the Premier Serenity.
Okay.
Yeah. Oops. There we go. And yeah, I think this is a 5 weight. Yeah.
Okay.
Um, and I struggled with this, even with an 8 millimeter hook. It
Yeah.
still caught. But then I got smart and I started realizing that if I flick my wrist up when I'm doing the loops, it makes the loops bigger
Yeah.
and then it goes through easier.
Yeah. Yeah. Smart. And if you keep your hook exactly straight, if
Yeah.
you have it bent or crook just so, it'll catch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. Let's see here. Lou says the only reason she would use an Addy would be to whip out multiple hats for hat not hate. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. And then earlier, Tracy from I Love Loopy said that her mindless project is shawls. Yeah.
Oh,
I think mine. Well, no, mine is a blanket.
yeah.
Mine is a blanket. I mean, um, I'll start with a pattern, and I'm doing a pattern, but then I'll get that pattern in my head, and then I'll just start working on it, and I don't have to worry about it.
I like the quick, easy, go, go,
Yeah.
go kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Like
Yeah.
for me, doing a blanket or a shawl is tedious for me.
Too much
Um,
work.
I love the look, but like this,
Is
I
that
just
why it took so long for you to do the traveling blanket for Sandy?
oh, you know
It
what?
was gorgeous.
I loved the way it looked when I finished it, and I was just thinking about this last night. Actually, I will never make another one. Sandy's got the original, and that's the way it's going to be.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah,
I
like
get
this. I just made this last night,
Oh, that's
and
gorgeous.
um,
That is gorgeous. I
and
love the colors.
it's like a long one that you fold over. But this part here was originally supposed to be the Daphne Afghan.
Oh.
I got this much done and went, I can't do this in an Afghan. It's going to take me too long because I was using a 5.5 millimeter hook and I was using the Mandela Ombre.
Yeah.
And this is, what is this? It's
That's a
a
four-way,
4 weight.
right?
Yeah. Uh-uh. I was just like, I can't do this. If I'm going to do the Daphne Afghan, then I'm going to do it in a bigger weight and a bigger hook because it just takes so long.
Yeah. Yeah. So, um, all right. So you're sitting in your recliner. You got a recliner, right? Or is it a sofa? Okay. And you're sitting there and you've got projects that you want to work on, what do you have to your right away? What do you have? What size hook and what size yarn?
To my right, I
Hmm.
have George.
Oh, okay, to your left then.
um, well, I got a bag from Rosalie at Yarn It Out for our 25 days of Blissmas,
Okay,
and all of my hooks were in there.
okay.
So recently, if anybody saw my video, we just got a foils case for
Oh,
all of
that's
the foil stuff.
right. Yes.
So that is right beside me. So I just have to flip up the
Okay.
lid and pick what I
Okay.
want.
Okay. So what is your hook size of choice?
It would be a 5.5,
Okay.
5.5 to 6.
Okay. So that's
Yeah,
basically the for a four weight or a five weight
4 to 5.
yarn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
5 than 4.
Okay. So when you let's say you are going through your day or you wake up in the middle of the night and you say, "Oh, I want to do that." How do you come up with the yarn? How do you find the yarn and the color and the weight and the hook that you want to use for something that you think up in your head?
Trial and error. I usually come into my yarn room and I look at all my copious amounts of yarn
Okay.
and I think about the project and I go, okay, well, the majority of the stuff in here is between a 4 to 6 weight yarn.
Okay.
So, like, some projects won't work with certain yarns. Like this was a 4 weight, and oh, took me a while. But I made the collar of another one, and I thought I want to use a thicker yarn and a bigger hook. And I frogged that thing 4 times, and it just would not work. And
Mm,
I frogged it up to the collar, and I put it aside and went, okay, let's work on something else. And until I can figure out what yarn I should be using. I
okay.
think this turned out really nice, but
I
when
do.
I washed it, it relaxed quite a bit.
Oh,
And
okay.
so um, I want to try and come up with a different stitch because this is just the granny stitch,
Hmm.
right? So when I'm thinking about patterns, I'm thinking, okay, mm, like depending on the style, like this is like the handkerchief kind of style.
Okay.
So you got to think about what weight yarn would go with that because if you have a weight that's too heavy, it's going to buckle,
Well,
right?
yeah, and it's not going to drape.
Exactly.
Hmm.
But then you've also got to think, okay, when you wash it, it's going to relax.
Okay.
So is it really going to work or not? And that's
Yeah.
the problem I'm having with this other cape
So,
poncho.
do you use mostly acrylics or do you use cottons or what is it? I know you don't do wool or anything wool related.
Acrylic's my thing.
Acrylic.
I've
Okay.
got some cotton here. Um, I if it's a cotton blend, like feels like butter. That was that cotton?
That's polyester, I think.
Polyester. There was something else. Arabella, maybe? The Yarn Bee Arabella. That
Yeah,
has
that's cotton
cotton on it.
acrylic. Yes. Oh, I love that yarn. I
Yeah.
haven't made anything with it. I
Oh,
just I know it's like I'm saving it for a rainy day, but I know the rainy day won't come, but it's just so beautiful. It's like it has to be just the right project.
yeah. Yeah. I found the thing that I don't like about cotton is that it doesn't have any stretch to it.
Yeah.
And I don't like the way it feels in my hands.
Oh, yeah.
It feels like I'm just working with a string. And
Now,
I know
have you
that
tried the I love this cotton? Have you tried the Hobby Lobby I love
I
this cotton?
haven't because we can't get it here.
Okay, do you have a Walmart? Do you
Yeah.
have do they have any yarn there?
They've got some types of cotton,
Okay.
but
Now they have a mainstay cotton that is exactly their mainstays cotton yarn is exactly the same as I Love This Cotton.
Oh,
Crystal from Bag a Day had a review where she compared them both. I compared them both on my channel. They're exactly the same.
oh, okay. I'll have to go check
So
it
if
out.
you find that, now they don't have but like 5 or 6 colors, and they're all more of a pastel color. But just
Mhm.
to try it out, you at least you can see what it's like.
Yeah. Yeah, like I just that's the one thing I just don't like about cotton, and it depends on what it's mixed with. You know,
Yeah,
I don't even have anything here that
yeah.
I can
That's
think of.
it's true because now okay, now that's cotton, but have you tried like bamboo? Have you tried
Yes,
bamboo? Okay, what do you think of that? What are your thoughts?
I actually really like bamboo, especially if it's mixed with an acrylic of some sort. Um, it the softness of it, it blows my mind,
Yeah, yeah.
you know.
Isn't it crazy? Because I mean, I've heard bamboo is one of the fastest growing plants there
Oh,
are.
it's an
What
aggressive
do you think
plant.
of it? Okay, it grows so fast, and okay, you can just keep making more yarn. you know, how great is that?
I never would have thought that you can make yarn out of bamboo.
Right.
Mm.
Well, and like Kristen Omdahl has her milk yarn. I mean, whoever thought you could make yarn out of milk fibers? I mean,
Yeah,
this is like
exactly.
that just blows
Exactly.
my mind.
Yeah,
Hi,
Lisa
Susan.
was just saying that she doesn't think we have mainstay. I don't think we do.
Oh, is
Um,
it something that you can order? I wonder. I
I don't
wonder if
think
you can
so
order that.
because we can't. It's like
Oh, I bet
we
it's like a
can't
plant
we can't
because it's
ship from the U.S. to Canada for a lot of stuff.
okay.
So, and I really wish that
Because
I
it's
could find
plant based
somebody.
or something like that. Maybe that's it. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I have to rely on my YouTube
Uh,
family
yeah,
to try
yeah,
and get the stuff. I
yeah,
wish I could find somebody that's closer to our border to be able to ship.
yeah,
It might be cheaper that way,
yeah.
but yeah,
Well, let's see here. What we got to do now. Crystal from Chronically Crocheting, she already stepped out, but she lives in Washington.
yeah. I could never put that on
Yeah,
her though.
yeah.
She's
And I
so
know
sick all
there's
the
got to be
time.
more. You should ask Dana from Dana's Wanderlust Crochet if she knows anybody else
She's
in
never
Washington.
home.
Yeah, yeah, right. Exactly, exactly. Okay, so let me get to a couple more questions. Where are we? We've got a couple more minutes. Um, okay. Was there ever a project you wanted to make? I mean, you were dreaming about making it, and you couldn't wait to make it, and you started it, and you started going, and you went, nope, ain't happening, and you throw it to the side.
There's too many to count.
Well, tell me,
Um,
what is it about the project that makes you say nope?
those damn cables. Oh, I tried Bonnie Bay Crochet.
Yeah,
I love her sweaters. Um, but the cables just confused me.
yeah,
You know, there's other stitches like the purse that Sandy sent me, Leftist Right Crochet sent me in my gifts for the Seasons and New Beginnings. Gorgeous stitch.
mm-hmm.
Um, a YouTube or one of my subscribers had sent me the pattern,
Okay,
and it was a creative grandma pattern. I
okay.
watched the first 10 minutes of that video and I had to shut it off. I was like, oh, there is no way I can do this.
Oh,
So
wow.
I gave Sandy kudos, man. Like that was a hard pattern. Well, for
Yeah.
me, it was hard. For
Well,
her, love that.
but I think it depends on the way you learn. I mean, if you're not used to putting the hook in a certain way, or you're just not, it doesn't click. It doesn't
Yeah.
click.
Yeah.
So, okay, you're talking about clicking. Is there ever a stitch or stitch pattern that you were trying to do, and you go, I am just not getting this? I mean, it, and then all of a sudden you wake up, not literally, but you wake up and you going, I
Eureka.
can do that. And there's just that aha moment. I mean, I was that way with cables. Honestly, I was that way with cables. I've only done it once. And now that I understand the concept of it, it's like, I get it. I can do this.
Well, this was one of them.
Okay.
Because the original pattern was not a granny stitch. It was like a whole bunch of other kind of stitches that was confusing me. And I really loved the
Bye,
concept
everybody that has
of
come out.
this collar. So I really wanted to use it.
Yeah.
Um, but trying to figure out how to do the pattern that I wanted with this collar was, it was giving me a headache.
Hmm.
Uh, and then all of a sudden I just went, "Oh, got it. And I did it. Do you think I could repeat this?
Did you write it down?
No.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah,
That
I know.
would have been too easy.
Let's see here. Andrea, she's done a lot of wearables. She says some things I have to keep picking up, some patterns just won't let go till you get it. Yeah, that's true. That's
Mhm.
true. If you are reading a pattern or if you are like doing a tutorial, sometimes tutorials are hard to follow though. And even though, yeah, you can pause it and stop it and but if it doesn't click, it just doesn't click.
If I don't get a pattern right away, it's gone and I'm on to something else. I've
Yeah.
got so many different things I want to make. If I actually sat down and went and tried to figure this out for days on end, I'd never get anything done.
Yeah, yeah,
I can revisit it later, but I just don't sit there for a couple of days and go, I got to get this. I got to get this. It's like it's out of my head and I'm on to something else.
okay, yeah, yeah. Okay, so I think we've already learned that you don't necessarily write things down. So, how do you go about repeating a pattern? Like to do a tutorial, like if you were going to do a tutorial on your poncho, how would you do it?
If I'm doing a tutorial on it, then I write it down.
But
But
now, but you said you didn't write it down. So,
but I'm
like,
not planning on doing a tutorial on this,
oh,
right?
are you gonna do a written pattern?
No. And the reason for that is because the collar is not mine, right?
Okay.
This was from a pattern that I bought.
Okay.
And like even for the Kari Keyhole scarf by Ruby Baby,
Okay.
um, I
Hi,
made
Whisper.
I made a whole bunch of different ones, right? And I would have loved to do a tutorial on them, but because the actual keyhole part was not mine, it was
Oh,
hers.
okay.
I, out of respect for her, I won't do any kind of a tutorial or a pattern on it,
Yeah. Well,
right?
what
I would
if you
have to do it
change
on
the
my own.
stitches of it? I mean, like if you had, like if you changed the stitches on that collar.
On this collar,
Yeah.
it probably wouldn't work. I haven't tried it. I'm really bad at trying to figure out how many, you know how when they say, uh, your stitch count,
Okay.
it's like by threes, by twos, by whatever. I'm bad at that. My math sucks.
Okay.
So I can't make something where it's bigger or smaller because I can't figure out the stitch count.
Okay.
So for me to make something like this with a different stitch, I mean, this is basically just the regular way. You know how you do your hats with the back loop?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's all this is.
It's like a rib stitch.
Yeah, that's all this is, really.
Okay.
But it's the stitch count and the way it's designed.
I see. Okay.
So, I mean, I thought about trying to do it in a front post, back post, but I don't know. I'll have to work on it.
Okay. Well, now I've got another question. And this I don't even have written down, but I think it's a great question. This will be my last question. So, in 5 years, 10 years from now, and somebody says, "Oh, remember Sandy Clark from Crochet A? She had the best idea for blank, and everybody's doing this pattern. What would you want it to be?"
Oh, wouldn't that be wonderful?
Well, yeah, I mean, like, so what would be that one thing that you would love to be able to design that everybody says that is Sandy?
Um, wow. I would probably say a sweater.
A sweater? Like a
Yeah,
cardigan type sweater?
yeah. Because I don't really do pullovers very well. But
Mhm.
we just talked about that, didn't we?
Yeah, yeah,
I think it would have to be a cardigan. Uh,
cardigan. Yeah,
yeah, I
that
think
would be really cool. What would you call it? I mean,
I
if
would
you could just,
hope.
what would you call it? Do you know what you would call it?
Hmm, I
No?
don't know. I think I would probably leave it up to my subscribers.
Ooh, that would be fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think I would do that. I would do a contest.
Yeah,
And
just like
go,
your, what was it, the Terminator,
oh, the
what was
Terminator.
the Terminator? Yeah, that was funny. Oh, okay. So, anybody else? That's right. It's true. Tia said that your Scooty is already one that everybody knows you for.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but I mean, I know a lot of other people have made it, but that's neither here nor there.
Hmm.
So, everybody, I want to open it up real quick to any other questions. Like, do you have any questions for Sandy or for me about designing or creating that you would like to know? Um, you're usually left out of the loop. Darla, what do you mean you're left out of the loop? Wait a second. For what? I missed it. Um,
Oh, I think she might be talking about. I saw something about Hirschner's and their shipping.
oh, okay.
Yeah, that's one thing that bothers me is that like Hirschner's and like all like Lion Brand and all of that, you guys get the best sales, and you get the shipping cost, like no shipping and all that kind of. We don't get that here. We get
Really?
slapped with border fees and big shipping and oh,
Oh, it didn't. I didn't even think about that. 14C shipping. What does that mean?
I think
14C.
it's 14 cents.
Oh, okay.
14 cents shipping.
Ironical.
Oh my
Yeah, I
goodness.
think that was for one of the like the Hirschner sale or something, a sale or something.
Wow.
Okay, Whisper asks, what item are you wanting to make but have not done so yet?
Um,
I will say for myself, I want to make a beautiful, like lacy type dress.
mm,
Like to wear like a one of those shapers or something underneath it, a slip or whatever you want to call them, and then have this lacy, beautiful, flowy, almost like a spring, like what do you call it? Like a not an Easter dress, but like just something
mhm.
spring that it's wearable, not something you say for nice occasions that you wear all the time.
Unfortunately, I'm fluffy, so I can't wear stuff like that.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Oh, no, no,
Honestly.
no, no.
Yep.
You don't
You,
want to see all this in that nice little,
but
no.
you can have like sleeves, that are nice and lacy and like a decollete. Somebody told me one time that the most beautiful part of any woman's body that they should always show it off is the collarbone and the
Mm,
decollete area.
yeah,
Show it off.
yeah. I, as much as I don't want to say this, I am really going down that amigurumi rabbit hole. Like,
Oh no, say
I,
it's not
I
true.
know, I know. Thanks a lot to Crystal from Chronicle
I
Crochet.
know. She didn't
I,
know.
so I'm starting to look at different types of amigurumi that I'm thinking about doing.
Yeah. And that is like a whole nother avenue.
Mm,
I'll tell you what bothers me is that most yarn stores, local yarn stores, and I think a lot of people who have yarn stores in local yarn stores in their um, area found the same thing or find the same thing. They cater to knitters. And when
mhm.
they think of crochet, it's just amigurumi.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that is very sad. I mean, everything like I have this beautiful yarn store that I went into, and I did not find hardly there were no books on crochet, no books. Everything was knit, and it was like, come on. I mean, is yarn just for knitters? I mean,
yeah.
and which was very sad. I guess they had done marketing or something, and it had shown that maybe I don't know, maybe the only crocheters they get in that particular store made amigurumi. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I wish that there was more creators out there that would take a knit pattern and make it into crochet.
Yeah. Oh
I'm
yeah.
multi-talented.
Hey, look who is here, Lisa. Lisa lives in Alaska.
Oh,
She lives right across the border from you. Well, not
that's
across the border, but she
kind of
lives
up
there.
from us.
Is that right, Lisa? LM Love?
Hi. I bet it's cold up there. If it's cold down there, it's got to be cold there.
Oh, that's really cool. Okay. Yarn it, Rosalie, what do you mean? Very true. What did I say that was true? I want to make sure I say it again. Oh, I know about the yarn stores. Yeah. Okay. Got it. Yeah. Yeah. And like even like when I go into like when Willow Yarns has like their catalog or Hirschner's has their catalog that they put out, it frustrates me to no end. All the, you know, when you see things for crochet, it's a blanket,
Yeah,
a scarf, a
yeah,
blanket, another blanket,
yeah.
a doily. I mean, come on. I mean, there's
Which is
so
really
much
weird.
more.
You think about it because with knitting, there's only so much you can do,
Exactly. And
So
well, yeah, I mean, you can do everything with crochet that you can do with knitting and more. I mean, it's so much to me, it's so much more versatile.
well, there's just so many more stitches that we can do,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
And a
So,
combination of stitches. And I mean, yeah, it's just
hi,
frustrating.
Terry. Yeah, it's frustrating because I mean, like I bought a pattern. I think I may have sent it to you a while back, last year or something. It was a beautiful green sweater that had an owl on the front, and it
Oh,
was
yeah.
knitted.
Knitted.
I
I
didn't
know.
realize when I bought it, oh, it was a knit.
Knitted. Yeah.
I was
Well,
so disheartened.
in knitting, okay, you think about this. You can take anything, like all that work and stuff. Let's see here. Who would it be? Um, Lou and Lori and Sherry. We were we were we were looking at this V part of this one particular top that we wanted to make, and all it is like crochet mesh stitch, and you're crocheting flowers right onto it.
Hmm.
And it's like you can do that with crochet. You couldn't do that with knit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even with, with Tunisian, you can do the same color work with Tunisian that you can with knitting.
Right.
It's just,
I wouldn't know. I haven't done Tunisian yet.
we're gonna
I'm
get,
gonna
well,
do it though. I'm
you're
gonna do
you're doing your amigurumi and I'll do my Tunisian, and we'll get it.
it. Even if I have to go to Furls and buy my Tunisian hook just to look at because it's really pretty.
There you go. It might motivate you.
Exactly.
Say, well, I spent all that money. I probably should use them.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so Rochelle says, I can knit and crochet, but prefer crochet. It's so much faster to complete a project and easier to shape your project into whatever you shape you want it. Yep, that's so.
And they use way less yarn than crocheters.
Well, knitting, yeah, knitting does. And crocheters buy more yarn than knitters. That's right. And you know what? Here's the other thing. You don't see a whole lot of knit objects with the big chunky yarn. So who are they making those number 5 and number 6 and 7 weights for?
Exactly.
Crocheters.
For us, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I have some thinner yarn here, like the Amore, and the Northern Lights, and I've got the
Northern Lights is a 1, yeah.
Yeah, cookie yarn thinner.
But you can put that with a 4 or a 6, and it'll give it a little shimmer.
I just put 2 balls together.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, that's if I've got a yarn that's too thin for me, then I just use 2 balls at the same time. I cheat. But if I was to get an Addy, then I could use those. And the thing is that there's so many beautiful yarns and beautiful colors in thinner yarn, and it frustrates me.
Yeah. Oh. And when you go into those yarn stores, the majority of the hanks that you see, correct me if I'm wrong, you all out there that have local yarn stores near you, but the majority of the yarn that you see is a number 1, then maybe number 3 and number 4. I have not seen a 5 weight yarn in a local yarn shop.
Yeah.
Ingrid said she recently knitted my first shawl, Ross's Speed Shop shawl, and now busy on Expression Fiber Loves. So you are really on a knitting, your spree there. Well, that's good, Whisper. I'm glad it's divided in your area. All right. So anybody have any more specific questions for either Sandy or me? If not, we're going to have to go ahead and wrap it up. Sandy and I have been together now for a couple hours, and it's been wonderful. Oh, okay. So real quick, was there a yarn line that you like always go towards? Okay, that you can actually get in your area. Is there like one that you gravitate towards?
Well, if it was in Walmart, then it would be what is it? Premier Basic or Burnett Premium.
Okay, Burnett. And what about like do you order from like Wool Warehouse or
the majority of the places that I order from is Hirschner's, mostly Hirschner's or Premier. I find that Hirschner's has better sales than Premier on Premier yarn.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Yeah.
So for that, the Premier Basics is my go-to.
Okay.
But I love this yarn print is my favorite.
Good to know.
If
Good.
I could have my whole room and I love this yarn,
Yeah.
especially the print, I would do it in a heartbeat. And
Bless
it,
you, bless you. Yeah, we need to smuggle you into the States and smuggle you across.
well, if George and I ever get married, then, I might be able to do that.
Yeah.
So
For
hopefully.
no other, hey, tell George you would save so much money on shipping if you would just marry me.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, it's not just the shipping too. We get slammed with the border fee, right? Which is probably just as much or more than the actual thing I'm having shipped in.
Yeah. Do
So
you have to pay fees when you go back over? Do you have to pay fees like if you were to have bought something in the States and take it over, do you have to pay fees for that?
the
Duty fees?
last time I was in the States, I think we were able to bring back $500 worth
That's
before we had to pay anything. I don't know if that's the same or if it's changed. Yeah, my daughter says, I'll take you shopping in the States. Well, that's going to be the first thing I do.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
going to be like, yeah, come on, we're going to Hobby Lobby because I
Yeah.
know
Well,
we
yeah,
have to
Tia,
pay.
what you do is you do a Zoom with mom while you're in Hobby Lobby in the States. You say, Mom saying, I want that and that and that and that.
I'm going to have like 5 carts.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, okay, so Tia can bring back 500. I can bring back 500.
There you go. There you go.
And then I've got to think, okay, which Canadians do I have to buy yarn for? There's Lisa, there's Cindy.
Okay, Rochelle has a question. Is if friends send you yarn, do you have to pay the fees?
I, if say Rosalie or somebody go shopping for me, I pay for the yarn, I pay for the shipping, I pay, do I have, do I pay for, I don't think I have to pay a border fee because it's put down as a gift. And then I give her gas money or coffee money or whatever for doing it for me. So the shipping
So,
alone
so
is
let me ask
quite
you.
a bit.
Okay, go ahead. Shipping alone.
Yeah, it's quite a bit of money just to have it shipped over here. But that's why I was trying to think if I had somebody that was closer to the border, would it matter? Like, would the shipping be less,
Yeah,
or is it something that
is a
my
flat.
daughter can maybe hop over the border and meet somebody there and
Yeah.
bring it over? Like I don't know. I would really
Tia,
like
check it out. Tia, find out. Let us know. We want to know.
yeah,
Inquiring minds.
yeah, exactly.
Okay. Hey, Shell. Happy Valentine's Day to you too. And we are about ready to wrap it up. So, um, Lisa's just commenting about Canadian shipping again, and Sherry's popping on. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. If you've got plans with your sweetheart, my sweetheart and I are going to go grab something very, very quick, like takeout, and that's nothing wrong with takeout.
Oh yeah,
Nothing wrong with
I've
takeout.
been living on takeout lately. I just haven't
Well,
wanted to cook.
yeah, I know. And you know what? Having to cook takes away from your crochet time. Who wants that?
Exactly, exactly. There's been days that I've
Right?
done that too. I've said, George, you're kind of on your own today because I'm really into a
Yeah.
project.
I don't feel like no, don't. I don't feel like eating. I'm gonna keep going.
Or the crock pot. The crock pot is the big thing.
That's right. That's right. Okay, guys, have a wonderful day. Sandy, thank you so much for
Oh,
joining me.
thank
I love
you.
having you. Mwah.
Mm,
Talk to you again real soon,
I
okay?
will. Okay.
Bye.
So, bye, everybody.
Oh, by the way, George said hi at the very beginning. Y'all
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
probably should mention that. Bye, everybody.
Bye.